Khmer food is highly underrated, and Cambodia as a whole has so much to offer to the traveler. A country seemingly stuck in the past, yet rapidly developing. A visit to Cambodia is something that will stick with you for the rest of your life. A lasting impression left by the Khmer people's kindness, Cambodia's rich history, and most certainly the flavors of the food. In Cambodia, you'll fall in love with foods you never even knew existed. And in this documentary, I'm taking you for the ultimate Cambodian food tour. Starting things off in a bakery in the countryside of Cambodia, where they're producing authentic Khmer cakes.
So this is a traditional Cambodian cake called Phnom Penh. It's a duck's egg cake. They've been making it here for around 30 years. You can see she's filling up the little cups full of the batter, which is using the fresh duck's eggs. They actually have the ducks here at the bakery, and then they are put into the oven and then cooked up until they're golden crispy and taken out of the cups. And just look at how traditional this is. I love places like this. I love finding something like this. You'd never ever know it was hidden back here, and she's just working away. They must be making thousands of these cakes here every day in the countryside of Cambodia. Really cool process, so let's try one out. Smells incredible in here, and this woman here looks like she's probably been sitting like this for maybe 30 years since the factory opened. So they've got a bunch of racks cooling the freshly baked duck's egg cake, and this is the final result. Very simple looking, but you can see that golden, beautiful color on the outside. Let's try one out. It smells so good in here. A little bit sweet, but nothing too crazy. It's kind of dry. Simple, like I said, almost reminds me like a shortbread. You can see it's super, super floppy, baked to perfection. They've been doing it for 30 years. They're definitely doing something right. I feel like I can taste a little bit of a duck's egg flavor going on in there. It's unique. Yum. Such a cool spot. So many hidden gems here in Cambodia. Like I said, you would never know that this bakery is hidden back here, but they are serving up some really interesting and delicious duck eggs cakes, and I just love seeing the process. So cool. This is an extremely busy seafood market here in Kampot City, and they're selling all kinds of different types of seafood, but in particular it's famous for their crabs, blue crabs. We're going to be trying it later in KEP, which is nearby to here, but we just wanted to check out this morning market because it's just so cool to see the boats bringing in the fresh seafood and then offloading it, and then it's just getting sold right away. And I mean, they have buckets upon buckets of these blue crabs. People are negotiating, bartering for kilos of these crabs at a time. Super local atmosphere. Just wanted to check it out this morning before we grab some breakfast and then head back to KEP to try some of these famous blue crabs. You may not have heard of Kampot, Cambodia, but if you have, it's likely because of its famous pepper. So Kampot pepper is world famous. We've just come to a different section of the market. This woman's got all different types of Kampot pepper. So red peppercorns, white peppercorns, black peppercorns. So let me give it a try. Like I said, world famous Kampot pepper. It's like super intense pepper. Stronger than any other black pepper I've ever tried. Whew. Let me try a red one. Yeah, whew, that's a flavor bomb. Man, that is amazing actually. So I found the breakfast food that I was looking for. This is really cool. I've never seen this before. So basically she's got this pot with charcoal on the inside, and then she's got rice paper made out of sticky rice, and she's flipping it and flipping it back and forth, getting it super toasty. And then once it's finished, she fills it with a mixture of more sticky rice and then a sweetened coconut, and it's like a crunchy wrapper on the outside. So this is what we're gonna try for breakfast today. Super cool, right here in the market in Kampot. So I'm here with Seha. Huge thank you to him for taking us here to Kampot. You can check out his YouTube channel, Seha and Food. Yeah. And Seha, what is this called in Khmer?
Nom kriep.
Nom kriep.
Nom kriep.
Nom kriep. Okay, so it's super crispy. Like, it's really hard now. So let's try it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get any filling yet, but even the rice paper is a little bit sweet.
Yeah.
Tastes a little bit sweet.
Yeah.
It's super crunchy. It's like a puffed rice. Okay. You can see the filling there. Some sticky rice and some coconut. It's kind of interesting when you get to the inside. The sticky rice kind of takes away from the crunchiness, so it's almost like chewy on the inside, but then super crispy on the ends. You can taste that toasted charcoal flavor too. Just look at this though. So interesting the way she's flip. It starts out just a thin rice paper, but then it puffs right up. Charcoal in a clay pot. Really interesting. All right, great little breakfast. That's it for the market here in Kampot. We're going to head to KEP and go to another market, but this time for seafood for the famous KEP Crabs. So let's go. So we've made it to the KEP Crab Market, but as you can probably hear, it is absolutely pouring rain. There is a storm coming through, and well, this market is pretty makeshift. It doesn't seem fit for this type of weather. We're hoping it's gonna pass, but let's try to explore a little bit, see what we can find here at the KEP Crab Market, and try to keep these cameras dry. So I just spotted this woman here. She's making a traditional Khmer dessert called Nom Saluk Ja. It's made inside of these palm leaves, and you can see the filling right here. It's like a coconut with rice powder and some black sesame seeds, and then she toasts it on charcoal, and this is the final result. So I'm gonna take one of these off and then open it up here. Just a couple little twigs that she's got holding it closed, and you can see, oh, it's toasted right up on the inside, and I can smell the fragrance of that palm leaf. Let me try that. Just a little, like, one biter on the inside. Oh, it's like crispy, crunchy on the inside. I'm surprised how toasted it gets. A little bit sweet, crunchy from the sesame seeds, but it's also got that kind of mochi rice flour kind of chewiness. She's just making them. Yum. You can taste the fragrance of that Nom Saluk Ja. I think I'm saying it wrong, but basically the palm leaf. Yeah, they smell fruity almost. So it's not just crabs at the KEP Crab Market. You can also find all kinds of different things like that dessert right there. It is pouring rain. Let's keep going. So we found the crab section. They actually keep the crabs floating in a trap out in the sea, and the guys just walk right out there and get them. And she just brought in a whole massive bucket or trap full of the crabs, and there you go. Famous KEP crabs. It is pouring rain. We're gonna buy some crabs and then cook them up. It's absolute madness in here. We're trying to buy the crabs. It's getting even crazier. The rain's coming down super hard, but we're gonna get 1 kg of crabs. It's 28,000 reals. Holy crap, I'm scared this entire structure is gonna fall on top of us. So right beside the area where we bought the crabs, they're cooking all of the different orders. They're cooking all on wood fire. I filmed some crazy places, but this place is gonna be one of the most hectic places. Well, this storm isn't helping whatsoever, but we ordered our kilo of crabs to be cooked with Kampot green pepper. We also got a bunch of other seafoods, but I'm really looking forward to trying this crab. Okay, we've got our seafood all cooked up. The next challenge is going to be finding somewhere to sit down and eat it. I can't believe those guys are risking their lives going out into this storm surge to try to bring those crab traps in. They're literally risking their lives. It's crazy here. So we found a nearby hotel that agreed to let us sit down and eat our food. Thankfully got a little change after getting smoky and soaking wet, and we've got tons and tons of seafood here, but the highlight is gotta be these blue crabs from KEP, which they are famous for, fried with the kampot, green pepper and scallions, all kinds of sauce. That is just tons of crabs, a kilo. And then we've got even more crab. This is a different type of crab. This is mud crab, so you can see the big claw there, and then with some glass noodles. Over here we've got a squid dish, also looks like tons of pepper. Yeah, you can see the green peppercorns there. That is what this area is famous for. And then back here we've just got some boiled prawns as well. This just looks so good, so let's dig in. Gotta start with these beautiful blue crabs. Oh man, I can just smell that pepper already. Actually, the shell is soft enough that you can kind of just crunch into it. Super tender meat. And that intense kampot pepper flavor. It's almost a little bit spicy. Kind of stings your throat a little bit. Oh, that's good. And it's a little bit sweet as well. Actually, there's quite a bit of meat in those guys. Yum. You can just see the pepper in that beautiful sauce that this squid is in. I'm gonna grab some pieces, put that on my rice, and try that. Seriously fresh seafood, seriously fresh. But that pepper is just incredible. It's just a flavor bomb. Explodes in your mouth when you crunch in one of those peppercorns. Just burst. Yum. All right, let's try one of these mud crab claws here. Oh, man. Really soft crab meat. Really, really soft. God, that is good. Really easy to eat. Okay, last but not least, got some prawns. Oh, juicy, guys. This is a meaty prawn. We've got a nice, beautiful chili sauce here. Oh yeah, that's a little spicy. Ooh, that's got some heat. Man, that's juicy, juicy prawn. Yum. What a seafood piece. Definitely the highlight's gotta be these blue crabs. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this pepper. You can just kind of plop a couple of those on there. You gotta be careful though, you don't want too many. A little difficult to eat. You gotta crunch through some shells. But man, that pepper, so good. If you ever visit this area, you've gotta bring some kampot pepper home with you. I got a bag this morning from that shop. I'm super excited to cook with it. Because I do a lot of cooking at home. Cook everything myself. Don't worry guys, I'm not alone. I've got Tida and Saya here to help us eat. We've got a lot of seafood to go through, so let's eat, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. That was some really great seafood. What an experience too, getting it straight from the sea to our table and braving the storm, which is luckily clearing up now, finally. That crab was just so fresh. Everything was so fresh, but I just love the explosion of flavor from that Kampot pepper. So we're gonna start heading back towards Phnom Penh, probably stopping along the way to try some more food. Let's go. Just arrived to the breakfast spot. This is called Bai Eng Eng. It's a really local, humble spot, and they're serving like the national breakfast of Cambodia, pork and rice called Bai Srub. So I have it here. It's very simple, but it looks absolutely delicious. So chopped pork chop with this scallion oil sauce, and then served with a fried egg. And then look at these green tomatoes over here as well. That looks really interesting. And then on the side, we've got some pickles. It looks like cucumbers, some green onions, and some julienne carrots as well. And gotta go right away for a pop on that egg. Look at that beautiful, beautiful egg yolk. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Cambodia. Let's try this. It's definitely leaning on the sweeter side, but I love the flavor of that scallion oil. It's really, really strong, and they actually just brought out some extra, so if you want to load it up, you can. Very simple, but delicious, delicious pork and rice, and then with that creamy egg yolk, oh man, that's a great way to start your day here in Phnom Penh. Okay, let's try it with some of these pickles. All kinds of different things in here, and then maybe one of these green tomatoes. So cool. Wow, again, it's like a kind of sweet pickle, a little bit of sourness, not too much vinegar in there. Gives it a nice fresh crunch though, which balances out the pork. I'm not totally sure what this scallion sauce is. It looks like there's pieces of fat floating around in there, so it might be like pork fat, but man, is it ever good. Man, it is all about that scallion sauce. So good. You'll find restaurants like this serving a Bai Srub, also called Bai Sakchok, all across Phnom Penh, all across Cambodia, especially in the morning. This is, like I said, the typical breakfast here in Cambodia, and this place is super humble, right on the side of the street, serving up some incredible, incredible Khmer style breakfast. That's got to be the best way to start your day here in Cambodia. And right down the street from that restaurant is another spot that's selling fried bananas, another popular snack here in Cambodia. Let's order one up. So here in Cambodia, it's called chik chien, the fried bananas. It's actually double deep fried. First he deep fries the bananas plain, and then he dumps them in the batter, gets them all coated, and then fries them up again for the second time, gets them super crispy. Really popular snack here in Cambodia, right on the streets of Phnom Penh. Okay, I've got my bag of chik chien, freshly fried bananas, and I heard a lot about Cambodia being cheap, but man, is it ever cheap. That was 1,000 reals for this bag, which is like 20 cents, I think, so really crispy, still hot. Yum. Oh, they've definitely got some sugar in the batter, and they're using unripe young green bananas, which kind of give it like a sour tartness on the inside, but because it's cooked, the banana isn't hard, it's like creamy on the inside with a nice crunchy layer on the outside. Yum. Simple, but satisfying. Continuing on our 24-hour food tour here in Phnom Penh, and this is our next spot for breakfast. It's called 126 Restaurant. This restaurant is an institution here in Phnom Penh, 126 restaurant. They've got an English menu, so very tourist friendly. I ordered up one of their most popular dishes. It's the beef curry, beautiful looking and incredible smelling beef curry with tons of fresh herbs and a nice thick layer of oil on top. And this is eaten not with rice, but with bread. So a remnant of the French occupation of Cambodia. The baguette has become somewhat of a staple in the Khmer cuisine. It's often eaten with dishes like this beef curry. So let's break off a piece of the baguette and go for a nice dunk in that curry. Get that completely saturated. Man, I cannot get over how good this smells right now. I'm a little caught off guard because that curry tastes quite sweet, very sweet in fact, and it's got a little bit of a spice. It's not spicy, but it's really dominated by the sweetness. Let's go in for some of the beef next. So there is a lime that's been given on the side, which is good because this is, yeah, like I said, quite sweet. Tons of fresh herbs in there, onions. Let's grab a nice chunk of beef, try that out. Really tender beef. I love the texture of that beef. It just completely melts in your mouth, but it definitely is a bit too sweet for my liking. It goes better with the bread to kind of help soak up some of that sweetness. So interesting to see the bread served here in Southeast Asia. But like I said, a remnant of the occupation by the French here in Cambodia. So you see like similar in Vietnam, they have the banh mi. Here they have PHNOM PEnh, which is like a baguette sandwich, and then all kinds of other dishes using bread too. Very interesting. Okay, that's it for breakfast today. This is a 24-hour non-stop street food tour of Phnom Penh. So we're going straight to lunch. We're heading to the famous Central Market next. So the Central Market is definitely one of the top attractions here in Phnom Penh. It's housed in this beautiful Art Deco building built in 1937 with this incredible domed ceiling. So inside this part is mostly jewelry and watches, but there's also a food court section and a fresh market. It's called Pasar Teme in Khmer, the Central Market. So we're gonna grab some lunch here. So many interesting exotic fruits here. This is one that I've never seen before. Have you ever seen this? This is the dragon fruit, like pink dragon fruit, but this one's yellow. I've never seen the yellow one before in my life. And I'm just heading through all the fresh stuff on my way to the cooked stuff to find some lunch. So sort of lining the perimeter of the market are all these cooked food stalls. They just have a few little stools and you're able to sit kind of right in front of where they're cooking. It's almost like a teppanyaki right here. And I picked this stall which is selling lorcha, which is a Khmer style noodle. Here's the final result. I ordered mine up with seafood, so you can see a couple shrimps in there. But the lorcha noodles are these beautiful little rice noodles. They're just short kind of needle shaped ones. And then this comes with a fried egg. You can see all the lorcha noodles right there, and this is, like I said, a Khmer style noodle, typical street food here in Cambodia. So let's try it out. Let's break into this egg. Oh, cooked well done. That's all right. And grab for sure some of those lorcha noodles. Some crunchy veg in there. It almost reminds me of pad thai, but what's really unique about this is the texture and the shape of the noodle. It's really kind of bouncy, and then it's got this really kind of thick and short shape. It's almost like udon noodles that have been chopped up into little noodles. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's got a sweetness to it too. I'm kind of realizing that Cambodians might like their food a little bit sweet. So you can order the lorcha with beef or like seafood, as I did, and I'm gonna try one of these shrimps here. It's good. It does remind me of like a Thai, pad Thai. This very tempting jar of pickled garlic is on the table here, so I'm gonna throw some of that on. Looks like pickled with chilies, maybe a little bit spicy. Oh, I think that's gonna add a lot of flavor. Yum. Oh my God. That's got a serious kick of ginger and spice. Definitely spicy. It helps balance out kind of sweetness from the lorcha noodles. Solid bowl of noodles. Yum. So the lorcha is distinctively Khmer, but beside me here in this stall, they're actually selling bun reel, which is Vietnamese. So Cambodia is smack dab in the middle between Thailand and Vietnam. So you can also get Vietnamese noodles here too. And he just started another fresh batch of the lorcha. Check this out. Like I said, it's like Japanese teppanyaki. Cooking it right in front of you. That was a great plate of noodles. Really cool, it's sitting right in front of them cooking, but makes for a sweaty meal. Whew. Let's see what else we can find here at the Central Market. Okay, we just spotted a dessert stall. Look at all these colorful desserts. Oh my gosh, they must have 20 different kinds, all sorts of things. We grabbed one coconut sticky rice with custard. So I've got my dessert and I've sat down in this little canteen here. He's selling all kinds of different drinks, and Cambodia is quite famous for their iced coffee. So I ordered up the iced coffee with milk. And if you've never been to Southeast Asia, you may never have seen the excessive use of plastic when ordering coffee. You've got plastic lid, plastic cup, plastic bag to carry your plastic cup, and then a plastic straw in a plastic sheath. So definitely not environmentally friendly, but that is the way they do it here. And then here is my dessert. This is sticky rice with custard, and then she's smothered it in coconut cream. I'm gonna try this out. Grab a piece of custard, get down there deep for the sticky rice. Yum, that's amazing. Super coconutty. The custard is just creamy, melts in your mouth. And then the sticky rice almost has a bit of a savoriness to it, so it balances it out. Oh, that's a really phenomenal dessert, actually. Yum. All right, let's wash that down with some iced coffee. Strong. That was some black coffee that he put in there. That was seriously strong. And not too sweet, surprisingly. What a cool place. It's like so old school in here. The walls are just completely covered in soot from all the smoke and charcoal that they've been cooking in here for decades. But really cool atmosphere, I love it. Really cool market, the Central Market here in Phnom Penh. It definitely is a little bit touristy, but it is an authentic Khmer market, that's for sure. I am stuffed, so I'm gonna take in a little bit of sightseeing while I digest before we go for dinner tonight. So I've come to Wat Pome, one of the many beautiful Buddhist temples here in Phnom Penh. This might be the most popular for tourists to visit. It does cost $1 US to enter if you're a foreigner. So something kind of interesting about Cambodia is they have a dual currency system. They have both US dollars and reals. So I'd recommend bringing some US dollars for sure, but you can use both currencies. This is an incredibly beautiful temple, and I particularly love all the paintings, which are completely covering all of the walls and ceiling of the inside of this temple. And you can see that they've been burning incense here for a very long time as well, because the walls are starting to get black with the soot from the incense smoke. But just an incredibly peaceful and beautiful temple. So that is Wat Pome, very beautiful, very peaceful, and I just saw something that I've never seen before. It is honestly insane. I have to show you this. So just down the street from Wat Pome, you can find this tree here, and what's special about this tree is the millions of bats that are living in it. So they're flying foxes. They're just packed in this tree. They're not in any other tree, they're just in this tree, and when I walked by it yesterday, they were also here too. So this is always available to see just down the street from Wat Pome. They're squealing, they're screaming, you can smell the guano, the bat crap, and I've never seen anything quite like it before. Really crazy. They're huge too, so many of them. For dinner tonight in Phnom Penh, we've come to a real local spot. This one is seriously hidden. You would just walk right past it and never notice. And they're serving a very popular Khmer noodle dish called Nam Bang Chok, and this is it right here. It is a rice noodle that has been completely smothered in a fish and coconut curry. And then down at the bottom there are some veggies. There are banana blossoms, shredded banana blossom, it looks like, some cucumbers as well, some greens, and these are rice noodles. It's almost like the Khmer equivalent of Thai kanam jean, and then it's served with a beautiful platter of all kinds of veg, so tons of herbs, and then also these pickles here, which look to be maybe a little bit spicy. Over here we've got some chilies as well, and then back here some lime. I'm just gonna go in right away and just try it as is. That is a beautiful, beautiful looking bowl of noodles. So it definitely does have like a seafood flavor. It's not like fishy or anything, but it's a nice kind of seafood flavor with a little sweetness from the coconut. And then those noodles are just super slippery and thin. Okay, I'm gonna start just adding tons of stuff here. All kinds of herbs. This looks like basil, all kinds of different things. You just kind of chuck it in there and mix it around, and then maybe go for a squeeze of lime as well. And I'm not really sure you're supposed to like mix these pickles in here, or you're just supposed to eat them on the side. I'll just put them on top for now. I might be doing that wrong. Let's go in for another bite though. Yum. Oh, it tastes amazing with a squeeze of lime, those fresh herbs. The noodles do a really amazing job at just retaining all of that broth, that curry. And then let's go in for some of these pickles too, which are really interesting. I can see some little bits of chili on there. Let's try that. A little bit sweet, a little bit spicy, and one ingredient that I love is this right here. Oh, that shredded banana blossom. It's really unique. I don't really know how to describe it. It's not bitter, but it does have like a tinge of bitterness. This is amazing. I just love this style of noodles where you have all these fresh herbs. It does kind of also remind me of like Vietnamese food and Thai food, but this is very much Khmer cuisine, and you can just add tons of that. It gives it such a fresh kick. And then going for some chilies, break those up a little bit, grab a red one too, and then get everything mixed in good. All those fresh herbs give it such a beautiful aroma. Those banana blossoms. Oh yeah, look at how beautiful that is. I think I got a little bit of everything in there. That is a solid bowl of noodles. That might be my favorite thing we've eaten all day.
So without a doubt, Angkor Wat is Cambodia's most famous attraction, and the most popular time to visit is for sunrise. Unfortunately, this morning it was a little bit too cloudy to actually catch the sunrise, but that's okay because it's still incredibly beautiful. And I can't tell you too much history on this, but what I do know is that it was built in the 1100s by the Khmer king of the time, and it was actually built as a Hindu temple, but then quickly converted to a Buddhist temple. The details here are stunning. Look at this wall right here. The entirety of the wall is carved to depict a battle that the Khmer king and Khmer kingdom was in. Look at how far it goes too. The whole wall. So Angkor Wat is the world's largest temple complex. It's much more than just the Angkor Wat main temple, which we've explored this morning. And in fact, it's actually 4 times the size of the Vatican City. So 4 times bigger than the smallest country in the world, which is crazy to think about. So we've explored quite a bit. It's just started to rain. We're hungry. We're gonna go grab some breakfast. So we've come to a little town outside of Siem Reap called Predak Village, and they're known for having lots of great street food. And we've stopped at our first location. So this is actually a noodle shop, but they serve it with roast pork. They've got an entire pig gone, and then also the rest of the pig right down there. The traditional Khmer style noodles called nam ban chok. Look at that though, wow. So they've got another pig they're gonna throw on the grill here in a minute. I'm showing as much as I think I can show on YouTube and without getting demonetized. And he's just rubbing it with some salt right now, and they're gonna throw it on the charcoal here. So they do the whole pig on the spit first for about 3 hours, she was just telling me, but that doesn't cook it completely. Afterwards, they cut it up into smaller pieces, and then they'll do it again on the charcoal to give it a full crispiness. Look at that pig going, wow. Don't demonetize me, YouTube, please. This is just what I came across here in Cambodia, okay? I didn't make this stuff up, they're doing it here. So after about 3 hours, this is what the pig's gonna start looking like. You can see the skin starting to bobble up, get nice and crispy, all that fat dripping down. Should I do it?
roast pork and some Cambodian noodles, but just look at the crispiness of that pork, completely bubbled up on the skin. And this dish here is a Cambodian rice noodle dish called Nam Bun Chok. It's topped with that curry, coconut milk curry, and there are banana flowers. You can see shredded banana flour there. It almost looks like red onions, but it's not. And I'll give that a little stir. There's also these little flowers in here as well. I'm not sure the name of those in English, to be honest, but I'll give that a little stir. And let me just give these noodles a slurp. Really fresh coconut flavor. There is prahok in there, the fermented fish sauce or fish paste that they have here in Cambodia in nearly every dish, but it's not as strong as you might imagine. I love the banana flour too. Crunchy. Okay, let's try some of this pork. I'll go for a piece here. With the skin, I'll take that pork's hair off of it and dip in the sauce. Oh wow, that's phenomenal. Such a simple thing, roast pork, but when they do it like that, it just tastes so good. That crunch of the skin, and surprisingly, these two go together really well. Yeah. So the pork is also served with the prahok, the fermented fish, and I'll add some chilies to it. Squeeze of lime as well. Give that a little mix, and let's try that again with a piece of pork. Yum. A little bit of spicy. I love the crispy skin though. Yum. What a breakfast here in Siem Reap. Let's try one of these little yellow flowers. There's tons of them in here. I'm not really sure what exactly they are, but let's try one first and then I'll look it up. Slightly bitter, but not too much flavor. Just kind of overpowered by the prahok sauce, but yum, still good. So we just figured out that it's called a yellow sespania flower, also known as a vegetable hummingbird. So it's part of the pea flower, similar to a blue pea flower, but this is yellow. It doesn't have a whole ton of flavor. It's just slightly bitter, but really interesting ingredient. I've never tried it before. So we're finished off with the food, and I'm just paying the bill. It's 31,000 real, but I didn't have enough Cambodian real, so I have to use US dollars too. So I'm paying $5 plus whatever all this real is. It's about, in total, how much dollars? It's like $10 or $12 or something? Oh, $8. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good. So, kind of confusing here in Cambodia, paying with both US and real, but we make do. That was some really good roast pork and Nam Bun Chok, and the owner right here was just telling me that they charge all tourists, all locals could charge the same, which is good to know. We're jumping into the tuk-tuk and heading for our next snack. Let's go. It's just like 1 minute down the road. This village is just packed with all kinds of food, and we're at another place. Wow, this looks amazing already. They're making palm cakes, which this village is known for. There's chickens running around. So they're using palm fruit to make this cake here in Predak village. This is the fruit before it's actually open. So it comes from the palm tree, and then over here they have the fruit after it's been open. Let's do this. So after they remove the husk, this is what is inside. This very sort of fibrous fruit, and then she grinds it, and it comes out the other side as almost a paste or cream, and then that's going to be used inside of the cakes that they're making here. Besides the palm fruit, another key ingredient in the cake is coconut cream. So they're cracking all the coconuts, and then they'll grind the white part of the coconut down into a thick cream. And she's just added the coconut cream to the batter. So it's a batter of coconut and palm fruit and flour. I'm guessing probably some sugar in there as well. And Then the cakes are going to be steamed actually, and then they'll come out looking something like this when it's done. After the batter sits for about 30 minutes or so, they have these little banana leaf cups, which are going to be the little steamers. So she's filling the batter in here into each individual cup, and then that's going to go right over onto the boiling water to steam away. One more step before they're steamed, they're actually injected with extra coconut milk. So they're almost like a little jelly stuffed donut or something with the all natural ingredients. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 steamers, all on wood fire, and that'll cook away for about 30 minutes. This is a serious operation, and the customers just keep coming and coming. I can't wait to try these out, so let's go taste one. So we've got ourselves a basket of the famous palm cakes, and I love how natural everything is here. Using the palm leaf with the palm fruit, with the coconut, it's all just so natural, and then also steamed in the banana leaf as well. The only thing that's not from the forest would be the little staples on the outside of the banana leaf. So I'm gonna peel back this one. You can see a little bit of the coconut kind of peeking out the top there. And let's give this famous Pradesh Village palm cake a try. Oh my god. I was not expecting that at all. That is seriously delicious. Oh my god. So it really is like a jelly-filled donut almost, because the coconut cream remains creamy on the inside. You can see it is oozing out of that cake. Oh my gosh, that is so good. So soft. It's got a little bit of a bouncy kind of mochi texture because it is rice flour. It's getting pretty rainy out here. There's also some coconut here, just like fresh shredded coconut that the owner was just mentioning I should put a little bit in there. I was not expecting that to be so delicious. Seriously, the cream on the inside, it's got like a sourness and a really strong coconut flavor, and so fluffy on the outside, so fresh, moist. That is so good. I love discovering new desserts that I've never tried before and seeing the whole process from start to finish, and then it tastes even better than you were expecting at the end. I knew I was gonna like it, but I wasn't expecting the coconut cream to stay creamy. I thought it was gonna cook into the batter. Nope, it's super juicy on the inside. Okay, now I know why the cars keep pulling in, keep eating these. I just found my new favorite Cambodian dessert of all, palm fruit cake. So good. I could eat this whole box. It's so good. The sourness from that palm fruit really comes through, and then the creamy coconut flavor too. And it's steamed, so it's not dry whatsoever. Very moist.
This is really good traditional Khmer dessert. I might not be a food expert onto how to describe like how good it is, but I can tell you, once you bite in this palm cake, you can tell that they use their heart to make it, because it tastes like to the next level. It's really good. And I think we have quite similar dessert like this in Thailand too, but I'm pretty sure that we don't have the coconut cream inside. So this one is the real deal. It's so good.
I'm not joking, guys. You have to come try this. That's probably top 3 desserts I've ever tasted on this channel. I just instantly fell in love. And the owner, her, was just telling us that in December it tastes even better because that's when the fresh palm harvest is, and also the coconut tastes better that time of year apparently. I don't even know how it could taste any better because that was already delicious. Come check out this place. Totally worth it. Real fruit, all from the jungles. So you're supposed to peel it away. Oh, it's almost like got the same inside as a passion fruit. So I'm gonna remove some of the skin, try to kind of suck the insides out. Oh, it's really sour. Whew. It's good though, but the seeds are not like passion fruit. You can't bite them. So I can't tell you the name of any of these in English, but what's the Khmer word for this? What is it? Okay, whatever Zana just said, I don't know. Let's try it out. It's apparently somewhat like the last one, but a little bit sweeter. You can see, yeah, it's got the yellow color like a passion fruit. Oh, that's delicious. That's delicious. Instead of street food, we're having street fruit. That was awesome. I've never tasted any of those ones I just tasted. They all come from the jungle. Let me know down in the comments if you know the names of any of those in English.
It's okay. It's friendly. It's okay. Come on.
I don't know.
Come with me.
Okay, didn't want that to happen. We're sharing our fruit with the local primates. Oh my gosh, that was a little bit scary. Besides Angkor Wat, this is arguably the second most famous temple in Siem Reap. This is the Bayon Temple, and I guess you could also call it the Monkey Temple because there is a pack of monkeys that I don't want climbing on me again. But look at that temple, beautiful. So the ancient city of Angkor is filled with temples, not just Angkor Wat. There are tons and tons of temples. You could spend seriously a lifetime exploring all the different temples. This one is really cool. All the monkeys climbing all over it. Wow. Yeah, this is really, really cool. You just drive down the street, you see a new temple. They're all kind of falling apart, but they've all got still so many intricate details. Hey buddy, don't jump on me. I feel like Indiana Jones exploring this place. It is so cool. And look at the carvings on here. Like that's a 900-year-old carving. It's like you're walking through an open air museum, literally. And they're not just on one pillar. They're literally on every stone. There is another carving. That is so amazing, and how good shape it is in after 900 years. And of course, some of them have been vandalized. I know Cambodia had a bad problem with the illicit trade of antiquities. Some of them have their heads taken off or stolen. But wow, this place is super, super cool. All right, let's keep going on our tour here in Siem Reap. Go grab some dinner. Excuse me, guys. I mean no harm. So for dinner, we've come to a restaurant called Bulmore. It's a little bit outside the center of Siem Reap, and they have a couple really unique dishes. And one of them is a prahok pork sort of patty. So all of these ingredients behind me here are mixed into a mortar and pestle. So there's prahok, which is the main ingredient in a lot of Cambodian dishes, as you've seen today, the fermented fish. But there's all kinds of different other things: lemongrass, galangal, kaffir lime leaves, and it's all blended with some pork and the prahok. And then she kind of smears it onto a wooden plate, and then takes the plate, flips it upside down right onto the charcoal, and it cooks just like that. It looks really good. I've never seen something like this before. And then they've also got a chicken dish that I'm really interested in trying out as well. So the chickens are rubbed with a mixture of similar ingredients to the other dish. So a lot of kaffir lime leaves, a lot of lemongrass, and then they're hung from the lid of a pot. And then the pot is actually sitting right on the fire. They lower the chickens into the pot, and then it just bakes in a sort of oven. And that's gonna go for about an hour. We're gonna try both the prahok patty, if you wanna call it, and the baked chicken. Zana and I are sitting down now for dinner. And we ordered up two of the most famous dishes here at Bulmore. So we just watched how they prepared them. First, the chicken that was baked in the pot over a wood fire. And then Zana was just telling me that the Cambodians call this prahok pizza.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting name.
Yeah.
I can see why, because it does sort of look like a pizza. And it's basically just pork minced with tons of spices, tons of different things in it. And then the prahok, the fermented fish sauce. We also have a bunch of different other sauces, and Sana was just telling me that this one here is what?
Red ant with the prahok sauce.
Red ants.
Yeah.
With prahok.
We call it tak churuluak prahok angkrong in
I'm gonna
Khmer.
give that one to you.
Yeah.
Let's
and
try
also
this.
this name, we
Okay.
also have a Khmer name. We call prahok ang.
Yeah.
Prahok ang.
Ang.
Le chruñ.
Okay.
Or we can call like sort like.
So you can see it's still on the cutting board. Yeah, that they just take it and they flip it over on top of the charcoal, and then you can see all the grill marks are from the little grill they had it on. Okay, how do we eat this? You show me how.
Yeah. First time we need
The lettuce, yeah.
lettuce
Yeah.
and cabbage.
Okay. Oops.
Everything just a little bit mixed.
Just a little bit.
together,
Okay. So a little bit of
But
veggies,
we
everything.
have to open a lot up.
So you just scoop it, and then we're gonna.
Scoop or
Yeah,
a
it's
lot.
okay.
Just try a little bit first.
Oh, give me
but-
more than that. Give me a little bit more.
But yeah,
And then just eat it like a wrap, I guess.
yes.
Whoa, it's spicy.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, they add the
Chili?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the prahok, it's strong flavor.
Yeah.
You can definitely smell it. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be because it looks like it's pork, but you can definitely taste a lot of prahok.
Yeah, yeah.
Very flavorful. Lemongrass, crunchy from all those veggies. Good. All right, let's make another little wrap.
We can taste
Just a
like-
little bit. All kinds of fresh veggies here. I like the bamboo shoots. Grab a piece of that, and then make our little prahok taco, if you will.
Good. Ngon.
It's strong flavor.
Yeah, yeah.
Very flavorful. Yum. Okay, I'm gonna tear off a drumstick here from my baked chicken. Look at that. You can tell this is like a free-range chicken, kind of skinny. That's good. Needs more flavor. So there is sauces on the table, including red ant sauce, which I'm gonna skip for now. I'm gonna just try the natural flavor. Free range. It's always got a more lean texture, less fatty, but that marinade of kaffir lime leaves and lemongrass and everything, it's delicious. Yum. I love the texture of the lean meat too. I gotta give it up for this chicken. It's got a beautiful flavor, even without any sauce added. The prahok is good, but it's a little bit too strong for me. I'm not used to the flavor. It's really strong. Like Kim, our tuk-tuk driver, was just telling us, it's probably about 80% prahok and 20% pork. So earlier when we had the numbon chok, there's also prahok in it, but just a little bit. Usually a little bit, but that's like, whoa, full-on fermented fish flavor. A little bit too strong for me. Not bad, but not my favorite. This chicken, though, on the other hand, incredible. Okay, so this is Thaida. Thank you so much for having us. And check out her YouTube channel down in the description box. And we're gonna be cooking some unique Khmer dishes. Well, some popular ones too. We're cooking amok and namban chok. And also a roast chicken. So we're gonna see the whole process. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So like I was mentioning, Thaida's gonna be cooking 3 different dishes, but one of the most famous of all the Khmer dishes is amok, which is like the national dish of Cambodia. So it's a fish curry, and we're going to be using this snakehead fish. We've also got the chicken, and then these fish are gonna be used for the other dish, the namban chok. And then in the amok, we're also using these leaves called noni leaves. I don't think I've ever had these before, but they're going to go with the snakehead fish into the amok, which is like a fish curry. It's gonna be my first time trying it, so really excited. So Thaida's gonna start preparing the amok now. So this fish, the snakehead fish, is a freshwater fish which comes from the Mekong River, which is nearby in Phnom Penh. So a very local type of fish that we're using for the amok. So we got a variety of different spices going into the amok. We've got galangal, turmeric, finger roots. They've also got some lemongrass over there and some kaffir lime leaves as well. So Thaida's got me working too. We've got all those spices and also garlic in the mortar pestle here, pounding it up. It smells amazing.
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Thank you. So Thaida is just making the, they call it krotong. It's the banana leaf kind of vessel that the amok's going to be cooked in. So you can see it's just a couple banana leaves. I think there's 2 there that have been cut into circles and then just stapled together to make this little bowl. And then we're going to fill all of the fish and the spices and the leaves into this and then steam it. Okay, Thaida's going to teach me how to make this. How do I do it? Okay, fold. Okay, like this? Okay?
Yes. Oh, no.
No, like this? Yes? Is that okay? Yes. Oh no. Like that?
No.
Like
Yes.
this? Okay.
No.
Oh, I'm terrible at this. This is why I leave the cooking up to you and I do the filming. I didn't do it.
Good.
Okay?
Yeah.
Good, you did it. Thaida just mix a little bit of coconut milk with some chili paste and some shrimp paste, and then all of the fresh herbs and spices that we pounded, some salt, sugar, and chicken stock, and now we've got the fish marinating away in all of that. So it's gonna marinate for a little while we cook the noni leaves, and then we're gonna assemble it into the amok. So we just quickly blanch the leaves there, and then Thai does put them into the krotong, the banana leaf, and now she's just add a little bit of rice flour to the fish that has been marinating, and that's just going to kind of thicken it up and give it kind of a dense texture. And now we're going to put the fish into the amok. So they're just like little bowls, leaf bowls, and then stuffing them full of the fish now with all those, like, that's so many ingredients in there. It smells incredible. And then we're gonna steam it next. Big chunks of snakehead fish. This is gonna be really good. Like I said, national dish of Cambodia. Must try when visiting. What?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Okay.
This one?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so the amok is steaming away, and we're gonna start our second dish, but right before it's finished cooking, we're gonna add a little bit of coconut milk to the amok. Next up, we're having the noodle dish, rice noodles, called nom bon chok. The weather here in Southeast Asia is just so unpredictable. It was blue skies and sunny, and it definitely looks like it's about to pour rain on us. Yep, here comes the rain. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So we've got some fish that are boiling away for the nom bon chok, but in the meantime we're roasting a chicken. So Thaida just kind of marinated this chicken with some oyster sauce and some chicken powder, salt, and then it's laid on a bed of lemongrass and galangal, and then there's a really interesting ingredient that's going to go into this roast chicken. That is Coca-Cola. I've never seen this before. So that chicken goes on the charcoal, and then a whole bottle of Coca-Cola in there with it, with the galangal and lemongrass. Apparently in the past they would use jackfruit, but I guess it tastes better if you use Coca-Cola. Chicken's cooking away, the amok is cooking away, and now Thaida's just started to prepare the nom bon chok. So one of the most important ingredient in Khmer cuisine is prohok, which is fermented fish. So she's just kind of dissolved some fermented fish into the water and then added a little bit of coconut milk, and now we're going to shred up the fish that was boiling away and add in all the spices and make a really thick, almost like a curry that we will eat with noodles later. So this is the fish that was boiling away, and she's just kind of shredding the meat now, removing all the bones. So the shredded fish is mixed with a mixture of similar ingredients to the amok, so galangal, turmeric, kaffir lime leaves, and yeah, that's looking really good already. Take a peek at the amok. Wow. Oh my gosh, guys, that smells amazing. And I was just gonna check if the
Okay.
fish is cooked. Okay, good. So we'll add a little bit of coconut milk now on top of it. It's like a thick coconut milk. Wow, that looks beautiful and smells even better. This is something you must try when visiting Cambodia for sure. It's so cool to see the entire process like this. Completely handmade. Incredible. Taida's an incredible chef and I haven't even tasted it yet. So that's just about it. All the dishes are finished. The only thing left to do is eat, and luckily the rain has stopped just in time, so we're gonna sit down and have ourselves a Khmer village style meal. Okay, so Taida and I are sitting down. This looks delicious. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've got all our dishes. This is the Coca-Cola chicken. Look at that. It's so interesting. You can smell the aroma of the lemongrass. And then this one is the namban chok. Yeah, so all that fish, shredded fish with kaffir limes, all that, and the prohok in the curry there. It's not really a curry, it's more of like almost like a soup gravy. And then this is the famous Cambodian amok, which we're gonna try first. So let's eat. Here, I've never had this before. It's my first time. So you can see it's like a little cup full of beautiful fish curry, and we've got some rice back here. So they're chunks. It's not shredded like the ambanchok. I'm gonna put it with a little bit of rice here. Grab a little bit extra sauce, and let's give that a try. Wow. It's delicious.
Okay.
Really good. Wow. It's really like strong coconut flavor, and I feel like it's a little bit sweet, kind of like everything we've been trying here in Cambodia is a little bit sweeter than like neighboring Thailand food. Not too spicy, but a little bit of spice. You can taste the kaffir lime leaf, but what's incredible is how soft the fish is. It's amazing, amazing aroma.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Do you eat it with this sauce?
Chicken.
With the chicken. Okay, let's try the chicken. So we got the full roasted chicken with Coca-Cola. Really, really interesting, seriously. Just grab a piece of the chicken here, which was roasted away with all that lemongrass, galangal. And then I've also got some sauce over here. It looks spicy with some lime in it. Grab a little bit of that. It's good.
Chili.
Spicy. There's some lime in that sauce too. I don't know if I can really taste the Coca-Cola, but I could definitely taste the lemongrass. Really fragrant with lemongrass. Delicious. This chicken's really good. You gotta be careful with this sauce though, because it's quite spicy. But yum, that's awesome. Yeah, that's got some heat. I think the Coca-Cola is more about tenderizing the chicken maybe than actual flavor. It's got a little bit of sweetness and like caramelized on the outside. Yum. That's also very good. So Taida's gonna put me together a plate of the namban chok. So we've got some veggies, some herbs, some shredded cabbage. I see some, that looks like basil, and some beans, and we gotta have it with the noodles here. In Thai, they call khanom jean. Here, nam ban chok. It's basically rice noodles. So now we just smother it in this curry fish with fermented fish and all kinds of spices in there as well. You can see all that shredded fish on there. So you can see it's like a really thin, I don't know what to call it, curry or what to call it, but it's just like a really thin, almost like a soup with all that fish. Let's try. Everything is delicious, really, but that is so fresh. It tastes so healthy, a light flavor, a little like hints of fish, but it's not fishy whatsoever. And the noodles just slide down your throat. You can taste the coconut milk and the caviar lime leaf for sure. You gotta get some of those fresh herbs and veggies on the bottom there. That was so good. Everything is seriously good, but I gotta give it up for this amok. It's just so fragrant, so full of flavor, and I gotta get down deep to get those noni leaves, I think they're called. Just try it without the rice. It's almost like nutty. I don't know what that is, if it's just a mixture of the spices, but those noni leaves have a tinge of bitterness to them. But the coconut milk with the fish, gosh. Yeah, that's the national dish for a reason. That's incredible. So this is my second trip to Cambodia, but it's my first time in the city of Siem Reap, and we've woken up bright and early to grab some breakfast with the locals. I heard this is the spot that all the locals like to come for breakfast, so they are serving traditional Khmer style chicken rice. So right along the street, this chicken rice shop is frying their chicken, deep fried chicken. So we're having fried chicken for breakfast here in Cambodia, no complaints. But the way they're doing it is super cool. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wood fires going and bubbling away oil with the marinated chicken. I love how they're using the wood fire, very traditional. This place is called Wat Pome chicken rice, and they finish around 9:30, so it's just a breakfast thing. This looks really good. It smells good too. This place is super cool. You need to basically grab a table as soon as there's one open because it is a constant flow of locals coming in here to grab their breakfast, and it's just about 7 a.m. now. So we've got the famous chicken rice here in Siem Reap. This is a beautiful plate, and what's cool is they actually added almost like a sauce that is made with the heart and liver of the chicken. So you can also pick white or yellow rice, yellow with turmeric. I went with yellow. It's also served with a side of cucumber pickles and then a little bit of sauce. I'm just gonna go ahead and put some of that sauce on my chicken right away. Fried right on the side of the street. This looks really good. You can tell it's been marinated too. It's got that kind of caramelized exterior. Let's try some of that. First bite here in Siem Reap. Yum. The chicken's really juicy still. Even though it's fried chicken, it's still really juicy on the inside. It's not like fried with the batter though, so it's not got like a crispy exterior whatsoever. Let me try. I don't know if this is heart or liver or what it is, but something from the inside of the chicken. Let's try that. No weird flavor at all. No gaminess. Actually, really good. Really creamy. Really good flavor. Really good way to start our morning off here, Cambodia. Deliciously fried chicken. I can't believe how juicy it still is on the inside. It's also kind of funny to me how common fried chicken is everywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you go in the world. There's fried chicken on the menu pretty much everywhere. But here in Cambodia, I guess for breakfast, well, not just here in Cambodia, also in Thailand, but definitely a little bit different than fried chicken in Canada, but crispy pickle. Really good. It's a really hearty breakfast. They give you a lot of rice, and it's simple, but I guess that's, you know, breakfast everywhere is a simple affair, and here in Cambodia, locals like to really fill up in the morning. And wake up early too, apparently. I love the skin of the chicken. It's caramelized, and it's got so much flavor from that marinade. Yum. That was some great chicken rice. It seems like you can't go wrong with chicken rice no matter where you are in the world, including here in Cambodia. Awesome breakfast, and we're gonna jump into a tuk-tuk, and we're heading to the Siem Reap market. All right.
Oh yeah.
So I'm in the tuk-tuk with my friend Zana, local Siem Reap, and she's gonna be showing us around Siem Reap. Thank you so much for showing us around.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You are welcome. Most of you, and I hope you enjoy.
Yeah,
and
we're excited.
We will go explore.
Yeah, let's go. We're heading to the market. Let's go. All right, we've made it to the market. This is called Pasar Liu. Let's go. So this is the largest market here in Siem Reap. You can see all the local products, a lot of seafood, but we're not anywhere really near the sea. A lot of this is coming from Tonle Sap, the big lake, and other rivers and lakes in this region, but they have all kinds of exotic ingredients. Man, they have it all here. It is packed, wild, local shopping early in the morning. This is a cool atmosphere. Okay. We spotted these folks selling this little rice cake with beans. You can see it's topped with green beans, and it's a rice cake. There's some onions inside, so it's not like sweet. It's a savory rice cake. Let's try it. It's like a fritter, and they're cooking it right in the market. Not a lot of room. I like the crunchy green beans on top. Lots of onions inside too. Here, I'll try to rip it open so you can see. Yeah, there's some onions in there as well. Yum. It's actually got a lot of flavor. Besides the green bean rice cake, they also have waffles, and then they're making another type of rice cake with chicken egg. And the way they make that one is really cool. So they've got a special mold for the batter, and then instead of actually cooking it from underneath like most things, they actually put the charcoal on top of it and cook it from the top, so it sort of bakes like a little oven right on the side of the street here in the market. So let's try one of those too. So it's just a really fluffy, almost like a sponge cake. This one's sweet, unlike the last one, savory. Definitely sugar in this one. It's got a nice smoky charcoal flavor. So cool. They're just set up a bakery literally within 1 meter squared in the little tiny pocket of the market, and they're producing awesome rice cakes. That is really good. And it looks like it's going to be dry, but it's not. If you guys have been watching this channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I frequent the markets everywhere I go. And somehow it never gets old to me. The people are always surprised to see foreigners, tourists at their markets, and I love just seeing all the fresh produce and tasting some of it as well. And this market is definitely up there with one of the cooler ones I've ever been to. So like I was saying earlier, we're nowhere near the sea, but you can still find a lot of fresh fish and even crabs here. So these crabs are from the fields. These are like rice paddy crabs. They also have eels too. So you can really find it here. That was an amazing market, a lot to see in there. We're gonna jump back in the tuk-tuk and head to our next stop, but just look at how cool the tuk-tuk is here in Cambodia too. It's not the same as tuk-tuks you might be familiar with maybe in India or in Thailand. This one's kind of like a wooden wagon that's towed behind a motorcycle. So for our next stop here in Siem Reap, we're trying my favorite Cambodian food and arguably the most famous Cambodian food of them all, and that is lorcha, or rice noodles. And we've come to a place called Family Lorcha. This is a 40-year-old, multi-generational establishment, and we're not only going to be tasting the lorcha, we're actually seeing how they make the noodles from scratch. So it starts with the rice. The rice is cleaned and then soaked overnight in water. That rice is then ground into rice flour, and then it's mixed with some more water to make it into the sort of rice flour dough. Then the next step is to actually press the noodles through the noodle press into the boiling water and cook them into the lorcha as we know it. But this noodle press is so cool. I've never seen one quite like this. This is very traditional. So it's basically just a long piece of wood that she then takes the rice flour dough, puts it into the pocket or the little hole, and then she weighs down that wooden, almost like a whole tree trunk that she sort of leans on, and then it slowly presses the rice flour through the noodle press and then comes out the other side as lorcha. And then it drops down into the boiling water and then boils away into the noodles. But just this process is so cool. The old wooden log and the way that she leans on it, I mean, that is traditional. You don't need to do it that way. There's got to be hundreds of machines that could do this way faster, but they're doing it here the most authentic way, and of course that's going to make it taste even better. Dog attack. What was that? Apparently the lorcha goes really nice with chive cakes. So they also make chive cakes here. The women are making them. It starts in the same way as the lorcha starts, actually, with the rice soaking overnight, and then they make it into a rice batter, but they do it a little bit differently. They cook that sort of rice flour with water. They cook it down until it gets this really thick consistency, and then almost like a mochi. And then these ladies are stuffing it now full of chives, just chopped up chives, green onions, and apparently the lorcha goes really good with that. So this isn't actually the restaurant. They have a couple of shops around the city of Siem Reap, but this is their house. This is the factory where they're making the lorcha and then sending the fresh noodles around to their shops. They even make the sauce for the lorcha themselves too. It's a palm sugar based sauce, and usually the lorcha will have fish sauce in it, but the owner was just telling me they don't put fish sauce in it here, so it's totally vegetarian. That is so cool to see the authentic traditional process making lorcha rice noodles here in Cambodia. Now it's time to go taste them. Let's go to the shop. We've come to the Family Lorcha restaurant, or one of the branches. They have English menu here. The staff is really friendly. This is the spot to come and try lorcha. So we saw how they were making the rice noodles fresh this morning at the factory, and now we're watching them cook them up, prepare them into the final dish. So that sauce that we saw back at the factory is mixed with the noodles. Then they are stir fried on this hot plate here with just some bean sprouts and some chives. And you can order it with a fried egg if you'd like as well. They also have the chive cakes, which we saw the women making at the factory. So first they were actually steamed back at the factory, but once they're brought to the shop here, they are deep fried, those crispy golden chive cakes. So we're gonna order up both the lorcha and a chive cake. Try it out. This looks so good. So here it is, the famous Cambodian lorcha here in Siem Reap. This is, like I said earlier, probably my favorite Cambodian dish, and honestly, it should be the most well-known Cambodian dish in my opinion, because this is something you've got to try here in Cambodia. Let's give it a taste. The sauce is not really strong, so there's other sauces on the table. You can season this up. It definitely needs a little bit more flavor. It's very light as is, but it's got a nice crunch from those bean sprouts and the chives in there as well. Totally vegetarian. They do have options with beef, non-veg, but I gotta add some of this chili. Get some spice going on here. Oh yeah, that looks good. Look at that. Chili, garlic. I don't know how spicy this is, but we're about to find out. That is a lot, but we'll see. Let's give this a mix. And you can see that the noodles are sort of like shortcut noodles. You could almost call it like Cambodian yakisoba. Oh yeah, it needs that, and that's hot. That's hot. Spicy and really garlicky. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, but it really needs that flavor. It's pretty simple as is. The owner was telling me they actually have a community that grows these chives for them, and it's not an easy crop to grow here in Cambodia. They even had a little kind of farm on the rooftop of the factory, so I think that a lot of the flavor and the quality is coming from these really high quality chives. I love it. Look at that chili, it's really good. So this is the palm sugar sauce that they were cooking away. I'm just gonna add a little bit onto the noodles. Is that enough? Okay, that should be good. Let's give it a try with some extra sauce. It's got like a beautiful caramel palm sugar flavor. It's sweet, but it's also salty at the same time. Oh, yeah. Okay, it needs that. It absolutely needs that. Chili is optional. If you don't like spicy, don't add it. Freshly fried chive cake, kind of in my opinion, doesn't seem like these two things would go together, but they do. And you see it not just here, but all across Siem Reap, they've got the chive cakes and the lorcha together. But these guys were pretty much the first to do it, is what the owner told me. Look at how juicy that is, and I'm gonna add some of that palm sugar sauce right in there. Ooh. Where's all the flavor coming from? Is it just that sauce? But wow, I honestly thought that was just gonna be like kind of really fried, oily flavor, but it's not whatsoever. The chives have so much flavor, and with that sauce, it's like the perfect combo. And you can see that it's rice flour batter, so it's like almost mochi-like texture. Okay, that was surprising. That is really good. So they actually have a second type of chive cake. This is similar, but it's the square version instead of the round version. So it's a little bit like it's not stuffed, but it's sort of mixed with the chives and the rice flour, and really crispy feeling. Let's try. Anything with that sauce is gonna taste good. That sauce is so freaking good. But also, I feel like there's a little bit of a nuttiness in there. I don't know if there's some sesame or something in there, but I'm getting a little hint of nuttiness. Super crispy. This one's even more crispy than the other one. So this is the owner here, Bonarie.
Bonarie.
And
welcome
yeah,
to Cambodia.
come to Family Lorcha restaurant.
Yeah. If you come to Cambodia, you cannot taste Lorcha Cambodia like you don't come to Cambodia in Siem Reap.
Yeah, you have to try it here.
Yeah,
have to try it here.
You come and try here.
All the information's down in the description box to find this spot. Huge thank you to you. Thank you for showing me everything. Thank you so much. It's delicious. See you next time, okay?
Yeah, see you next time.
Bye-bye. We're back in the tuk-tuk, finish off with lunch at that Lorcha place. That was awesome. And we're heading to a place called Makai Mountain. There's a temple on the top. And supposedly, if you're lucky, you can catch a great sunset up there. So after just a short 10-minute hike or so, we made it to the top of the mountain. It's called Bakheng Mountain. I think I pronounced it completely wrong earlier, but this is one of the top 3 attractions you must see here in Siem Reap. The number 1 is Angkor Wat, which we are going to go see tomorrow morning for sunrise, so stay tuned for the next episode for that. But this is a city of temples, Siem Reap. There's so many temples here, and this is not a history channel. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not going to give you the history on this. This is a YouTube channel about food, but I can tell you that this temple was built in the 10th century, and it's definitely showing signs of aging. I mean, this is thousands of years old. The stones are sort of deteriorating, kind of discoloring, but it actually adds a lot of character to it, and it reminds me of Tomb Raider, because Tomb Raider was actually filmed here in Siem Reap at Angkor Wat. I did not know that until I got here. But Lara Croft, Angelina Jolie, Tomb Raider, that was my crush when I was growing up. Look how beautiful this is. Not sure we're gonna get much of a sunset though. I spoke too soon. We actually got a really good sunset. The sky is like completely pink, and we're heading now for dinner. So tonight for dinner, we've come to a restaurant that is specializing in grilled beef. They have an awesome grill going, charcoal on the grill, and thin slices of beef that are then marinated in a kind of Khmer Cambodian style barbecue sauce, and it's served with onions and green kampot pepper here in Cambodia is delicious, so I'm excited to try this out, but that grill just looks incredible. So I just sat down at the restaurant. I'm with our tuk-tuk driver, Kim, who's been taking great care of us today. And they just brought so many different things to the table. So the main kind of dipping sauce is the Cambodian prohok, which is the fermented fish. And there's some green onions in there. Kim was just telling me I should add some, this is lemongrass, right? Shredded lemongrass, and maybe a little bit of chili, and also a squeeze of lemon to kind of make our sauce for our beef. There's also pickled garlic on the table. This looks so good. Like, oh my gosh. So basically this is like a Cambodian steakhouse, I guess you could call it. Look at all that green Kampot pepper. There's some onions underneath there. This is grilled perfectly. Like they did it perfectly medium rare. Let's try it as is first. More food coming.
In the middle.
In the middle? That is so good. We got a soup, or fried rice too. Okay. The flavor from that beef, it's awesome. It's actually a little bit sweet. It's super tender, super smoky. And then you get that kind of hit of black pepper at the end there.
Oh, yes.
Look at this plate of meat. Oh my gosh. Cambodia, I love you. This is seriously like Cambodian steakhouse, you could call it. I can eat it like this, but I gotta try it with the sauce, but let's have another bite. Oh my gosh, guys. So freaking tender. And the little pops of pepper. Yum. Okay, I gotta try it with the famous Prohok fermented fish sauce. All that lemongrass and chili in there. And of course, any steak goes good with a beer. And in Cambodia, you gotta have a Cambodian beer with it. Very good. It's not like what it sounds like. It sounds kind of disgusting, fermented fish, but it's not disgusting at all. It's the opposite. It's super delicious. It's actually a little bit sour, a little bit of spice in there as well. Okay, we've also got this soup. Kim just told me it's kind of like Chinese style. Yeah, there's, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff going on in there. I'm guessing it's gonna be a beef broth. I see some jujubes in there. There's an egg, there's meatballs. Look at everything in there. That is seriously packed full of beef. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. We ordered a lot. Oh.
And also you can
Yum.
make with the sauce.
Mix it with the sauce, yeah?
Yeah, but just
in
a
the
little,
soup?
a little bit, yeah.
Okay, let's try that. Oh, that's good too. It's actually
Not my, just a little bit.
it's actually not as flavorful as I thought. Just a little bit, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sauce in the soup. Interesting. A lot of garlic in there too. I can taste the fried garlic. Yum. Super beefy. I don't see a single other tourist here other than Mink and I. This is a really local spot and really busy, just like the chicken rice spot this morning. This is a locals only kind of shop. What do you think, Kim? Delicious?
Yeah.
How many times have you been here?
6 times here.
6 times? Okay.
6 times today.
6 times a day, yeah, right.
So before I come
If
with
I was
my
you, I would.
family. Yeah, with my family, with my friend.
Yeah, it's a good place to share a lot of food. Look at all this food.
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
got.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's delicious. I love the steak. So here in Cambodia, there's basically 2 official currencies, US dollar and the Cambodian riel. I just paid her half and half, so I don't think I've ever been to a country where you can literally pay at a street food stall with US dollar and a different currency combined. So all of that was $20 US plus 8,000 real, so like $22. Pretty good for 4 people and a lot of beef. We're going to actually be going to one of these stilt homes to visit a family there that's going to be cooking us our lunch today here in Kampong Klong. But just taking in the views of Kampong Klong along this river, it's just absolutely incredible to see how they've built these houses above the water like this. So of course we have to take a boat to the restaurant slash homestay. In the dry season, you're able to drive, but here now it's the wet season. The only option is take a boat. Everything is flooded, so we're gonna jump in a little boat here across the river to the stilt home.
Oh my God.
So this is Zana, my local friend here. She's got a YouTube channel too. You can check it out. I'll put it down below. And we're on the boat, and you're scared of water, right?
Yeah, very scared.
Can you swim?
I cannot swim.
Okay, this might not be the right place for you. All right, we have arrived. That was awesome. So this is the homestay we're going to be having lunch at today. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it here already. I've never seen anything quite like this before. Everything's made from natural materials. We are up above the water. There's kids swimming, kids playing in the water. And this morning before arriving here, we actually stopped at the market in Siem Reap to pick up our ingredients for lunch today. We're at the Pasar Lu here in Siem Reap, grabbing our ingredients for dinner later today. This woman is selling what we've come for, frogs, local frogs. She's got the skinned and cleaned ones right here, but we went with the fresh ones because we've got to take them to the village, so fresher the better, I guess. Does it taste good?
Yeah, it tastes good also.
Yeah? What's it taste like?
But the one is the tiny, the one skinny and tiny is more better.
The skinny ones, yeah?
Yeah, but this one is, yeah, maybe it tastes delicious too.
Tastes like chicken?
Similar.
Yeah? Better?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes some of frog very better than
Okay.
chicken.
She's just got a very simple setup. Her cash register is basically underneath all of the dead skinned frogs. So that was $3 for a kg of frogs. So yes, today's menu, we are having frogs. Zana has assured me they are delicious. We also have some eels fresh from the river here. And actually on the way to the village this morning, we stopped for a traditional Khmer dessert called kralan. Along the road to Kampong Klang, there are tons of people selling kralan, which is the bamboo stuffed with sticky rice. You can see it's all lined up here, cooking away on charcoal. I'm not sure if there's any filling. Sometimes they have red bean on the inside, so we're gonna order one up and try it out. But just look at this row of bamboo cooking away on the charcoal. So she just peeled one open for me, and I was right. There is red beans on the inside. You can see it's stuffed with red beans, and it's made with coconut cream. It's sticky rice, though. I'm just gonna try to grab a piece with my fingers. There you go, look at that. Cooked right in the bamboo with coconut, red beans. But the red beans are a little bit sweet. I mean, she hasn't added any sugar, but just the sweetness from the red bean. The taste of coconut, nice chewy, kind of like mochi, and smoky flavor. And this whole thing is just filled with sticky rice. Peel it, boy. Oh, this is the sticky rice right here. Look at that. You'll see this for sale all along the roads here in Cambodia. It's like a street snack. Cool. So you were telling me earlier that you like eating frogs.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
It's your favorite, yeah?
Yeah.
What else? What else do you eat here in
black
Cambodia?
Spider.
Black spiders. Are we having that today? No.
Today, no.
Okay, good. What about snakes too? You were saying you like snakes.
I do like snakes sometimes.
Oh yeah, but people here in Cambodia, they eat a lot of snake and spider and,
Yeah.
and frog, everything, right?
Everything.
So our fresh frogs from the market are skinned and cleaned. We also are having eels. He put the eels on ice, which is really interesting. I've never seen that before, but basically it's just to slow them down so he can handle them a little bit better when he's cleaning them. And we're also gonna have a type of soup using snakehead fish. Snakehead fish is commonly found in the Tonle Sap and the river systems. Actually, the Tonle Sap River is one of the most productive inland fisheries in the entire world. It's absolutely massive, largest one in Southeast Asia, but I mean, it's like an ocean in the middle of Cambodia. So some of the frogs were minced into minced frog meat, but some of them are just kept kind of whole or cut in half, just the heads removed, I guess. And that's because she is actually going to stuff these frogs. So we're having stuffed Cambodian frogs. I've never had this dish before. There's a lot of unique dishes here in Cambodia that I'm learning about on this trip. So she's making the filling for the frogs, which is the minced frog meat with a little bit of minced pork belly as well. And then salt, pepper, MSG, galangal, lemongrass, all kinds of Khmer spices and ingredients, and also peanuts. So then that's gonna actually get stuffed inside of the frogs and then grilled.
Is it moving? Yeah.
That's a sign of fresh frogs.
Mời bạn có phân này.
So she really stuffs those frogs full. They ballooned up with all that filling, and now they're straight onto the charcoal to grill away. So they were kind of cooking over the charcoal, sort of smoking away. Frog stuffed frogs.
Yes.
And you eat the bone too?
Also, because you see the leg,
Yeah.
little leg is very crispy.
Okay, so
And
just the whole
yummy.
thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
and we've
it.
got two different types of soup, both with snake fish. And then over here we've got the stir-fried eel, which was just prepared. Looks like some basil in there.
Yeah, basil.
Basil, yeah, stir-fried with chilies, basil, and all kinds of spices, turmeric and everything.
I think I choose this one
Okay,
first.
that's a plump one. They're really stuffed full.
Look at that.
Look. Yeah, the whole frog, the entire thing. Oh, you're gonna lose a leg. So going just for
You
a
can
bite
see
of the
the
body.
peanut
Yeah.
inside too.
Peanuts inside too, which is a really interesting ingredient. Cheers.
Cheers.
Stuffed frogs. Mmm.
So delicious. I like the ingredient inside, very good.
Mmm. Really strong lemongrass flavor.
Okay.
All kinds of lemongrass. It doesn't taste like froggy.
Oh.
No, that's good.
You can try the leg also nice. The leg.
Yeah, let me get.
This one maybe.
Let me try a frog leg.
This one here.
Just the whole thing, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This meat. Nice.
Okay. A little frog drumstick. Oh, there goes your foot. Oh my gosh, it's really good.
Yeah.
The flavor of that lemongrass and the crunch from the peanuts too. I think I'll avoid the bone, but it tastes like chicken. Really, I know that's cliche, but it really does taste like chicken. And the amount of spices in there really masks any kind of smell. These are farmed frogs. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I do.
Yeah.
Now I know why you say you like to eat this all the time.
Yeah. I used to eat, so it's delicious. That's why all Cambodian, they always never forgot this one.
Yeah.
Frog.
Wow. Okay. The stuffing in there. It's a little bit of pork, but it's mostly just the frog stuffed inside the frog. It's really interesting. Yeah. Lots of lemongrass in there. It's got full-on lemongrass flavor. Little peanuts in there, crunchy peanuts you can see too. That's pretty much just the filling, kind of just fell out of there. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's good.
It's actually delicious. I'm gonna finish my whole frog for sure. Okay, let's try the eel.
Yeah.
Stir-fried eel. Is there bones in there?
In the middle.
In the
yes.
middle? Okay. Fresh from the river here. It's a little spicy. A little bit kind of like gelatinous, kind of fatty. Yum.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, try. It's got a kick to it. Some spice for sure. And the basil. It tastes like sort of Thai flavor. The boats are ripping by. Their engines are a little bit loud. This is such a cool experience. We're literally not floating on the river, but floating above the river. It's good, right?
Very yummy.
The flavor is
Flavor.
perfect.
Perfect.
Garlic, turmeric, yum. Okay, I'm gonna try the soup. There's tons of winter melon in there. There is snakefish as
Pineapple
well.
also.
Pineapple in there too. Is that pineapple? Really? Okay, awesome. That's gonna be delicious. I'm trying to find a piece of snakefish here. Not snake. We were gonna have snake today, but couldn't find it. Not too much flavor. It's a light soup. Oh, there's the pineapple. Yum.
Well, that goes so good in there. It tastes like Thai gang some fish flavor in there as well. Prohok inside?
Yeah,
Yeah. Prohok. The famous Cambodian fermented fish. A little kind of umami fishy flavor. And I think it's gonna start raining. Well, it just did start raining.
I gonna try.
The stuffed filling of the frogs is so full of flavor, but even just the meat by itself, it's like sort of smoked, kind of smoke dried. It's got a nice texture to it. It's like a chicken wing. It's seriously just like a chicken wing. Yum. People should be eating more frogs.
Yeah.
Because in Cambodia you eat, but in Canada, we don't eat frogs. But it's a good source of protein. Same with snake too.
yeah.
And sometimes snakes can be invasive. So consider snake for your next meal. So what did you say the name of this one was in Khmer?
We call cocoa soup.
Cocoa.
This is the traditional Khmer dish.
That's really good. Strong coconut flavor. The coconut milk in there. Fresh fish, crunchy veggies. What a meal. This village is less popular than the other floating village called Kampong
Kampong
Pluk.
Pluk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think here you get a more authentic view of the real life of the Khmer people living on the banks of the Tonle Sap. The other Kampong Pluk's a little bit touristic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of tourists. But this has been such a cool experience already. The food's delicious and the people are so friendly. We're gonna finish off our food and then we're gonna go for a boat tour.
This is insane. It just started pouring, and this is a perfect example of how the Tonle Sap raises and lowers so much between the seasons. They actually say that it goes from about 1,000 square miles in the dry season to about 4,000 square miles, so it quadruples in size. It just started pouring out of nowhere. Not sure we're gonna make it on the boat ride now. I find it absolutely fascinating to witness the way of life of the people here in Kampong Klang. They are completely dependent on the water level of the lake. If they have an extraordinarily wet season, it could flood the whole village and ruin everything. Or if they have an extraordinarily dry season, it could mean no fishing, which is critical to their livelihood. They rely completely on fishing in this village. So I don't know there's anywhere quite like it in the world, and especially the amount of fluctuation between the water levels in the dry and wet season. So we are cruising down the Tonle Sap River. This is a busy, busy body of water. There is a lot of boats going, and this is one of the world's most biodiverse lakes. In fact, it's the 4th most in the world. I was just reading online. Over 300 species of fish. There's crocodiles in here. There are even otters that live in here. Tons and tons of birds, including extremely rare ones like the giant ibis. And we are heading towards the lake, but just taking in the views of the village along both sides of the water. This is absolutely incredible. I think everybody coming to Siem Reap should come to Kampong Klang. This is just so, so cool. I've never seen anything like it. Some of the houses like these ones here are not actually on stilts. They're floating. They've got some sort of flotation device underneath the house that actually allows them to float, and then they'll move with the water. As the water level increases, they'll come closer to the village, but as it decreases, they'll have to go further out towards the lake. Without the Tonle Sap, there very well may not be a modern-day Cambodia. The ancient Khmer kingdom relied completely on this body of water, and it was so abundant with food and water that they didn't need to worry about it. They were able to flourish and do artistic things like their ancient carvings of Angkor Wat. In fact, they actually used the water of the Tonle Sap to move massive stones to Angkor to build the temple. And still to this day, so many people live along this river and rely on this river. And over 70% of Cambodia's inland fish catch comes from this water. So you can just imagine how important it is. One more fun fact about the Tonle Sap, it's the only river in the world that changes the direction of flow according to the season. So as the lake fills from the monsoon, it will then start to flow down the river. But as the water dries and the lake level lowers, the water will start to flow back into the lake. It's the only river in the world that does that. And during the time, the dry season around November, the farmers will capture the water as it flows backwards to irrigate their crops. It's the only river in the world that does that. However, it reminds me of, in my hometown, St. John, New Brunswick, we have something called the Reversing Falls. That's caused by the tidal changes. It's the highest tide change in the world. This is different. This is changing due to the seasonal differences of the monsoon. It looks like we're almost going through a mangrove forest, but we're not. It's actually just a flooded forest. These are just normal trees, not mangroves. Look how narrow this little channel is. This is so cool, guys. You've got to come here if you're in Siem Reap, and this whole trip to Siem Reap this time in Cambodia has been awesome. I love this place. Between the temples, the food, the friendly people, the incredible culture and history, this is really a must-visit destination. It should be on everybody's bucket list.